Hi students, in previous class we discussed about the what is the electric potential energy for a dipole whenever it is placed in a uniform electric field, and when is the what would be the stable and unstable equilibrium for stable and unstable equilibrium conditions, and even we have seen that the potentials for a charges, and that we have what are the electric statics or the chemistry is what we have seen in the previous class. Let me discuss about the what is the dielectrics. Already what we have discussed. Dielectrics dielectrics are nothing but the insulating materials are called insulators are nothing but the dielectrics. Is it okay? But remember, when we have taken a conductors placed in a electric field, when conductors in electric field, what will happen? Conductors in electric field, what will happen? Let us take this is what a conductor, and this is the direction of the electric field. And when we have taken conductor, what will happen? The charges which are having positive charges are moved towards in the direction of the electric field, whereas negative charges are experiencing force opposite the direction of the electric field. So that there is a surface, there is an induced surface charge entities at this side positive and at this side negative. Then what will happen? The dipole moment is in the direction of the electric field. Dipole moment is in the direction of the electric field. But what will be the induced electric field? Because of this one, then induced electric field will take place opposite in the direction of the external electric field. And this continues still for a static condition. Therefore, in that case, what is net electric field? Net electric field is equal to 0. That means external electric field is equal to the induced electric field, then the resultant electric field will become 0, and the resultant electric field is 0 means the potential is constant. But remember, what would happen if you have taken a dielectric? So when dielectric is placed in electric field, dielectric is in electric field. This is called dielectric in electric field, and it is placed in a electric field of external electric field is E0. If it is the direction of the electric field E0, but remember here there is no free electrons, insulators or dielectrics, there is no free electrons. Then what will happen? The movement of the electrons are not more compared to this case. That's what the induced electric field is very less. Induced electric field is less. Therefore, resultant electric field is not 0. Resultant electric field is what here? Not 0. Resultant net electric field is not 0. But here it is what? Because the induced electric field is not equal to the external electric field. Because of this one, some surface charge density is produced on this place of the dielectric. And remember, what do you mean by the dielectric? Insulating material is nothing but dielectric. Is it okay? And what will be happen? How many types of the dielectrics we have? Two types of the dielectrics are there. What are called polar dielectrics and non-polar dielectrics. Polar dielectrics. Polar dielectric means the dielectric in which is having polar molecules. Polar molecules means the center of the positive charge and negative charge are not coincided. Is it okay? Centers of positive and negative charges does not coincide. Centers of positive charge. So let us take H2O and HCl and so on. Whereas non-polar dielectric, in this case, what do you mean by non-polar dielectric? The dielectric in which polar like O2, H2, CO2 and so on called non-polar dielectrics. And remember, polar dielectrics, however, they have some dipole moment, but whereas in non-polar dielectrics there is no net dipole moment. Even for polar dielectrics also, the net dipole moment is zero. Why? Remember that one. What do you mean by the dipole moment? Negative charge and positive charge are separated by a small distance. But here it is called non-polar dielectric means positive and negative charges are coinciding. Okay. Now remember, in presence of the electric field, in the options of the electric field, what will be happening? In presence of electric field, and let me take options of electric field. Options of electric field. In presence of the electric field, if you are taking it for polar molecule means what? They have some net dipole moment. Okay, and net dipole moment. But remember, these dipoles are aligned in some different directions. So in the options of the, let me take here these options. Here presence of the. Now what will be the dipole moment of the dielectrics in options of electric? Here this is one dipole moment, this is one dipole moment, this is one dipole moment, and this is one. Remember, even they have a small dipole moment in the options of the electric field, but net dipole moment is zero. Why is the net dipole moment zero? Why is the net dipole moment zero? Because of here the dipole, because of the thermal excitations, the resultant dipole moment is zero. One dipole is in this direction, one dipole is in this direction. Then what is net dipole moment? Zero. Net dipole moment is zero. For net dipole moment is equal to what? 0. But if it is in the electric field, in presence of the electric field, what would happen? All these dielectrics are aligned in a particular direction. All the dipole moments are aligned in a particular direction. So what we have? There is a net dipole moment. And remember, net electric field is not zero. Here we have seen what will be the net electric field? Not zero. This is due to the dielectric induced electric field. Induced electric field and external electric field are not equal. Whereas when you have taken a non-polar dielectrics means what here? The centers of the positive charge and negative charge are coinciding. But once they are placed in presence of the electric field, what will happen? There is some dipole moment is developed in that direction. So look at this, what will happen? Positive charge. If it is the direction of the electric field, and these dipoles are develop some dipole moment. Dielectrics are developing some dipole moment in that direction. So net dipole moment is not zero. Net dipole moment is not zero. But here what is net dipole moment? So that is what we need to understand what we have. Even whether the polar dielectrics are non-polar dielectrics, in the absence of the electric field, there is no net dipole moment. But whenever they are placed in the presence of the electric field, when they are placed in the presence of the electric field, what will happen? Because of this electric field, external electric field, the dipoles are positive and negative charges are separated by a small distance. When they are separated by a small distance, then what will happen? Some dipole moment is developed. Already we have dipoles, but they are aligned in a particular direction. Therefore, the net dipole moment will become not zero. But here, even for non-polar dielectrics also, they will get certain dipole moment in presence of the electric field, so that the net dipole moment is irreversible. That's what we have to understand here. Whether the either non-polar dielectrics or polar dielectrics, whenever they are placed in a electric field, then they develop net dipole momentum. Then what will be the dipole momentum developed per unit volume? And how is the dipole momentum changes with the external electric field? If the external electric field increases, what will be happening to the dipole moment? Dipole moment also increases linearly. So that those are called linear isotropic dielectrics. What do you mean by the linear isotropic dielectrics? So what are the linear isotropic dielectrics? If the electric field increases, the dipole momentum also increases with the electric field linearly. So such type of dielectrics are called linear isotropic dielectrics. Dipole momentum is directly proportional to the electric field, and those dielectrics are called what? Linear isotropic dielectrics. Is it okay? So that here we need to know that when we have taken a dielectric, if it is placed in electric field, what will happen? There is induced electric field is developed within the dielectric, and due to that one, some net dipole moment is developed in this polar dielectric or non-polar dielectric. And what will be the dipole moment is developed per unit volume, and that is what we gonna say polarization. Electric polarization. What do you mean by the electric polarization? Electrical polarization is nothing but dipole moment per unit volume. Dipole moment per unit volume. Dipole moment developed per unit volume of a dielectric when it is placed in electric field is called what? Polarization, electric polarization. Remember that one. Then the dipole moment is directly proportional to the electric field. Dipole moment is directly proportional to what? Electric field. And if we remove this proportionality constant, then we have taken here chi e into E, where chi is called proportionality constant, which is called electric susceptibility. Electric susceptibility. Chi e, which is the ratio of the net dipole moment to the electric field applied. And this is what the concept of the dielectric concept. Okay. So, but what would happen when these dielectrics? What is the importance of these dielectrics? Let me take a conductor. I have taken a conductor of the charge here, positive. Okay, and I have taken one more conductor. So two conductors I have. Okay, and when this conductor is placed near to this first conductor A, what will happen here? The charge on this conductor is Q. Then there is a negative charge is induced on the opposite polarity, and unlike charge is induced on the like charge is induced on the opposite polarity. So here before in the near to this one, unlike charges, on farther end like charges are done. Okay, but wherever what is the charge on this near plate? Minus Q. Here it is what? Plus Q. Then whatever the charge induced, that we call as a induced surface charge density. For if you have, when you have taken a sheet, then what is the surface? What do you call the term surface charge density? What do you mean by surface charge density? Charge per unit area is called what? Surface charge density. Now, if it is given everything, what will happen? This part will become neutralized. Neutralized. Now what will happen to this one? The potential difference between these two will be decreases. So that it can store more charge onto this one. Is it? It can store more charge onto this one. Therefore, the ability to store the charge is called capacitance. So that here we have one more new concept which is called capacitance, which is very important for theory or object also, and pay attention on this capacitance topic. What do you mean by the capacitors? Two conductors which are separated by an insulator is called capacitors. Two conductors having opposite charges. Two conductors separated by an insulator is called capacitors. And capacitors, here the charge is Q, means here what is charge? Minus Q. What is the purpose of the capacitor? A device which is used to store the charges. Store the charge on the plates of the capacitor. Tell me, here Q means here minus Q. Then what will be the net charge on the capacitor? Net charge on the capacitor is what? 0. 0. Net charge on the capacitor plus Q and minus Q what? 0. Then what do you mean by the capacitance? Capacitance. C is equal to Q by V. Look at this one. For example, if the charge on this capacitor plate is doubled, what happens in the potential difference between these two plates? Potential difference between these two plates also increases. Is okay. Therefore, if the charge increases, potential difference also increases. That means the capacitance of the capacitor does not depend upon what? Charge and potential difference. Therefore, capacitance does not depend on Q and V, charge and potential difference. This is what charge, and this is what here potential. But it depends upon only geometrical configuration. Depends on geometrical configuration. Geometrical configuration are the median between these two plates of the capacitors. Median between the plates of the capacitor, what insulating medium, and medium, insulating medium in between the plates of the capacitor. Okay? It does not. C is equal to Q by V. Now, if one of the plate of the capacitor is given charge earthing, what will happen? What will happen? Then the potential charge increases, charge will be remains, but potential will be decreases. If the potential increases, what happens to capacitance? Increases. Capacitance increase means it can store more. Now, we have taken insulator, dielectric in between the plates of the capacitor. Here we have A in between this one A. That means these two conductors are separated by A. A is a insulating medium. For example, if the electric field in between the plates of the capacitor increases, what happens? This, because of this electric field, the air will be ionized. Air will get ionized. Is it? Air will get ionizes. Ionized. Electric field increases. Still, if the electric field increases, what will happen? This will be air will get ionizes, so that the plates of the capacitor will get what happens? Neutralized. Is it? Because of this one, what will happen? The charges will be accelerated outside of the plates of the capacitor, and this is what we can say fringing of the field. Fringing of the field. So we need to reduce that one. That means whenever we apply the electric field, it should not exceed the certain maximum value. What should be that maximum value? So that because of the electric field, the medium should not be ionized. So that what will be the maximum strength of the electric field? So that the insulating property is not breaks, should not break the insulating property, and that is what we call as a dielectric strength. Dielectric strength. What do you mean by the dielectric strength? The maximum electric field. The maximum strength of the electric field applied so that insulating property of dielectric does not break. Does not break is called dielectric strength. And for air, this dielectric strength is around 3 into 10 power 6 volt per meter for air. And this is also for separation between the plates is 1 centimeter, and the potential difference is 3 into 10 power 4 volt per meter. Or electric field is what? 3 into 10 power 4 volt per centimeter is equal to what? V is equal to E into D is equal to what? E by. Is it? Now tell me, what do you mean by the capacitance? Capacitance is equal to C is equal to Q by V. What is the unit of the capacitor? Charge, electric charge. Coulomb by. What is the unit of the potential difference? Volt. And it is also called as the ratio of Coulomb to the volt. It is also called as the farad. Farad. F is equal to C by V. When farad is equal to C by V, simple. Farad is name of the scientist. When you write it as a name, Kepler, the symbol is what here? 1 farad. But remember, 1 farad is a 1 coulomb for 1 volt. So what do you mean by the 1 farad defined? If 1 volt potential difference or if 1 coulomb charge between the plates of the capacitor can produce 1 volt potential difference, then the potential difference, then the capacitance of the capacitor is said to be 1 farad. Once again, so what do you mean by the 1 farad? The capacitance of the capacitance is said to be 1 farad. If 1 coulomb charge on the plates of the capacitor produces 1 volt potential difference, if 1 coulomb charge produces 1 volt potential difference, then capacitance is said to be 1 volt. Capacitance is said to be what? 1 volt. And remember, even 1 farad is a very big. Because of this one, the practical units of this capacitor will take as microfarad, picofarad, nanofarad, and so on. Okay? Microfarad or picofarad or nanofarad, like that we will take. Is it? Capital F is a symbol. When you write name for 1 farad, you will have to write like this. Is it? And what will be the symbol of the capacitance? Capacitor symbol. You take 2 parallel lines, but not one is more, one is same, parallel, equal parallel, and you draw like this. This is what here standard capacitor. If you draw like this one, equal these two, and this one, if you give a like arrow mark, this is what variable capacitor, and this is what the standard capacitor. This is what the introduction to the capacitors. Then we will try to find what will be the capacitance between the 2 parallel plates of the capacitor when we have taken only A, and when we have taken any other dielectric which is between the plates of the capacitor. We will try to derive an expression for the capacitance. parallel plate capacitor. Two large plate conductor plates which are separated by a small distance are called parallel plate capacitor. Two large plate conductors, large plate conductors separated by small distance. Conductors separated by small distance is called what? Parallel plate capacitor. When we have taken, it is a charge on this plate is what? Plus q, and here what is the charge on this plate? Minus q. Okay, and what we have in between this one? A. If the separation between these plates is d, then let us calculate the capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor. Capacitance of a capacitor, parallel plate capacitor, parallel plate capacitor without dielectric. First we see without dielectric, then we go with that. Let us consider two conducting plates, parallel plates, two conducting large plates which are separated by a distance d. Separation between these plates is d. Let us take what is the separation between the plates? D is the separation between the plates, and d is the separation between the plates, whereas a is the area of the surface of the plates. A is the area of surface of the plates. Area of the surface of plates of the capacitor. And what we know, here charge is plus q means here what is charge? Minus q. So that if the surface charge density of this conductor is sigma, what is the surface charge density of this one? Minus sigma. Minus sigma. Now tell me, what do you mean by surface charge density? Sigma is equal to surface charge density. Sigma is equal to q by a, charge per unit. But remember, we need to find the capacitance. Capacitance is equal to what? Q by v. That means we need to find potential difference between these two plates. How do we get the potential difference between these two plates? V is equal to E into D. Then we need to get electric field. So that first we try to calculate the electric field in between the plates of the capacitor. Is it? And what is the electric field? It is a positive charge. Then what is the direction of the electric field? In this direction. And it is a negative charge. Then what is the direction of the electric field? In this direction. Now tell me, what is the electric field would be a parallel sheet? Electric field of a conductor. Electric field E is equal to what? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Now electric field in between the plates of the capacitor plates. Electric field in between plates of the capacitor. In between plates, what is it? E is equal to E1 plus E2. E1 due to this plus q charge in this direction, due to this negative charge also in the same direction. So what do you get here? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught plus sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Directions are in the same. So what do you get here? Sigma by epsilon naught. What is sigma here? Surface charge density, which is the q by a, charge per unit area. And even E is equal to sigma by epsilon. But we know sigma is equal to what? E is equal to q by a epsilon naught. Q is equal to what? E by q by epsilon naught. Electric field. Remember, because of this electric field, what will happen? Some charge, there is some surface charge, induced surface charge density takes place, and a part of the air is ionized Due to that, the charges are accelerated. Then some charge will be bent at the outwards, and that is what we call as a fringing of the field. Is it okay? Fringing of the field. The electric field at edges bends outward. At ends bends outward, and it is called fringing of the field. Fringing of the field. Is it okay? And this fringing of the field is ignored. Ignored. Why? Because d square is much less than a. This is what? The separation between the plates is very less, but area of the plates of the capacitor is more. Because of this one, fringing of the field is negligible. Now tell me, therefore, potential difference between plates of the capacitor V is equal to E into D. E is equal to dV by dx, and V is equal to E into D, because separation between these two is what? D. Then you substitute that way, E value V is equal to E is nothing but what is known, sigma by epsilon naught, which is Q by A epsilon naught into D. But remember, what you mean by the capacitance? Ratio of the charge to the potential difference. Therefore, C is equal to Q by V. That is equal to Q by V means epsilon naught A by D. Is it? This is therefore capacitance of the capacitor in the absence of the dielectric is what? C is equal to A epsilon naught A by D. Remember, epsilon naught is nothing but what you know, permittivity of the free space. That means whenever we have taken the in between the plates of the capacitor A, then epsilon naught A by D. If there is any dielectric, what we take? K epsilon naught A by D. That means whenever we have taken the dielectric, then the capacitance of the capacitor plates will be increases. So you can understand from this one, the capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor is directly proportional to the area of the plates and inversely proportional to the separation between the plates. If you decrease the separation between the plates, then the capacitance will decrease. Therefore, capacitance of the capacitor is directly proportional to the area and inversely proportional to the separation between the plates of the capacitor, so which is very important based on this parallel plate capacitor. So let us discuss about the parallel plate capacitor in the presence of the dielectric. Look at this one, we have taken a parallel plate capacitor, positive. So the surface charge here is what? Plus sigma. And one more capacitor plate which is minus sigma. Charge of this capacitor plate is minus, and we have taken a dielectric which is filled completely filled. Dielectric is filled completely filled. This dielectric of dielectric constant is K. K is here dielectric constant. Dielectric constant. Now what would happen? For these capacitor plates, because of this one, we will have electric field. Electric field is in this section. Now because of this electric field, for a dielectric, what will happen? The effect of the electric field on a dielectric. Whenever a dielectric is placed in a electric field, what will happen? Dipole moment is developed. Then a negative charge is induced. Here the positive charge is down surface. Then here what? Induced surface charge densities are developed, which is plus minus sigma p, and here is what? Plus sigma p. Opposite surface charge. Sigma p means polarized surface charge densities. Therefore, induced surface charge densities what? Sigma p gamma minus sigma p. Then what is net surface charge density? Net surface charge density sigma minus sigma p plus or minus sigma p. Okay, now let us see that in between the plates of the capacitor, the electric field is nothing but what? We know E is equal to sigma by epsilon naught, is it? But we know, remember one more thing here, that whenever A E naught is equal to what? Epsilon naught A by D. In A epsilon naught A by D, that we have derived already. So electric field is equal to sigma by epsilon. Remember, more is the surface charge density, more is the electric field is developed. More is the electric field is developed, then what will be the induced surface charge density? Polar surface charge density also more. Therefore, sigma minus sigma p, net surface charge density, is directly proportional to what? Sigma. That is what we write here. Sigma minus sigma p is directly proportional to sigma surface charge density. By removing this proportionality constant, sigma minus sigma p is equal to what we write? Sigma by k. Is it okay? That implies E is equal to what you know? E is proportional to sigma minus sigma p by epsilon naught. Now instead of this sigma minus sigma p, what you can write? Sigma by k. Then E is equal to sigma by k epsilon naught. K epsilon. Now what is potential difference? Again same as the V is equal to ED. Then sigma by k epsilon naught into D. Sigma is nothing but what? Q by k epsilon naught into D. V. Therefore, capacitance is equal to what you get here? C is equal to Q by V. Bring this V to inside. Q is here. Then k epsilon naught A by D is the resultant capacitance of the capacitor in the presence of the dialectric. Now epsilon naught A by D is nothing but what you know? Capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor in without dielectric. Then C dash is equal to K into C. And what happens to the capacitance? Increases. Capacitance of capacitor increases when you have taken dielectric. Whereas what happens to the electric field? Decreases. What happens to the potential? Decreases. But the capacitance will be increases. Is it? But if this dielectric is not completely filled, if it is having thickness T, then what will be the capacitance? Say T is the thickness of the capacitor. T is the thickness of dielectric. D is what? Separation between the plates of the capacitor. Then V is equal to what? ED. E into T in a medium, electric field in a medium into T plus electric field E naught into D. That is the resultant potential. Then C is equal to epsilon naught A by D minus T into 1 minus 1 by K. So when if T is equal to D, what happens? D minus D, then you will get K epsilon naught A by D. Is it? So this is what. So today we have discussed about the dielectrics, polar dielectrics and non-polar dielectrics. What happens to the dielectrics when they are placed in an electric field? And based on that one, we have taken the new concept of this capacitance. What do you mean by the capacitance? What do you mean by the capacitor? And what happens, or what are the factors affecting the capacitance of the capacitor? C is equal to K epsilon naught A by D. So dielectric medium. A is what? Area of the surface of the plate. D is the separation between the plates. And what is the capacitance of the parallel plate capacitor without dielectric and with dielectric that we have seen in today's class. And let us discuss in next class about the capacitors. When we connect in series and parallel, what will be the capacitance or what will be the energy stored in the capacitor? And practice and you go to this one and learn the analyze and practice.